what I need for black men to understand is that black women are not white. And this has been a hard concept for black men to get their heads around. And let me tell you why. Because you live in a society that is white. And in a white society, you have white standards. And when it comes to your women, you pseudo look at them as white because you want them to act a certain way, which is a white standard. Black women do not operate like that, no more than black men operate on a white man's standard. And this is a harder concept for black men to understand because they do not look outside themselves or pertains to a society. It takes a lot for you to look outside yourself as an organism in a society to see who and what you are when it comes to that society. And what it ultimately lays down to is black women are just different. They have more testosterone. They have harsher attitudes because of it. They are very argumentative. They are not submissive women. They're just not. They're not going to be. They are going to sabotage you in any way they possibly can so that way they can be in front of you. Because in this society, it has told them and trained them to be that way since slavery. They were heads of the mistresses of their cabins. They told the man who they're going to fuck and how they're going to fuck them and who they're going to have kids by. And if the man didn't follow suit what the woman did, she'd get white daddy to discipline you. Guess what? The same thing is still happening today. When your girlfriend gets mad at you, what is she going to do? She's going to call the cops. And most of the time, they're white. So history has not changed that much. Because black women feel that black men are beneath them. I mean, they do. Black women feel that black men are beneath them. They do. You can't deny reality. There have been so many instances where they will undermine your authority because they do not believe in you. Because society has taught them that way. That the black man is nothing. And it is what it is. They're not going to change. They're not going to be these submissive little trinkets that you even think they're going to be because you hold them up to a white standard. You need to start holding black women to the standard that who they are, not what you want them to be. And it's kind of very black pill in a way because you're accepting the fact that you cannot change them. They are who they are. And with you knowing who they are is how you must deal with them. Like I said, either you and how you deal with them is how they need to be treated, not how they want you to treat them. And this is a very tough concept for, I think, a lot of black guys do not understand, because what they were trying to do is trying to change women by convincing them that what you're doing is wrong, blah, blah, blah. But you're not going to change a woman's mind unless you change the environment that they're in. And this environment is detrimental to black relationships because it does not put a control mechanism on people. It allows them to be free of any responsibility whatsoever. In actuality, this is the reason why you had the Monahan scissors, because black women were never really connected to us so the more money a man makes, the more he feels that he's in authority. But the black woman did not care. She chose welfare. She would rather live in poverty to be joined at the hip of a black man. And I know a lot of sisters out there are going to say, no, that's not true. All you have to do is look at Monahan scissors. And it points it right out. Because the more money a man makes, the more authority he's going to have. The more power he's going to have in that relationship. And what you saw was a higher increase in welfare. That explains it right there. And you can't deny that because that is actual hard facts. So the black woman is not joined to the hip to you. She's going to be combative to you. She's going to challenge you in every single way. The question is, are you willing to deal with that? Are you willing to go through those ups and extreme downs with her when she's like this. And these are the tough questions that every black man needs to ask themselves. Because if you can deal with it, then deal with it. But if you can't, then don't. Don't put yourself through years upon years of torment and torture when you know good well that you cannot handle a woman like that. I know I couldn't. I used to see my dad get beaten down by my mom. Not to say that my mom did not love my dad, because she did. But the amount of attitude and anguish that he had to go through day in and day out, and me seeing it. I loved my mother, but what she did during those times, I would never deal with in my life. What the times I've seen my friends go through, I would never deal with that. And this is how I know that ultimately, if I'm going to deal with a black woman, she needs to be submissive. She doesn't need to be that argumentative. But I have not yet found a black woman yet that is not going to be that way. And so I choose to vote with my feet and leave. Now, if I find someone else, fine. But I'm not going to deal with attitude. I'm not going to deal with, they check it up on me 24/7, 7 days a week, arguing, want to punch me in my face, want to throw blows. No, I'm not dealing with that. I don't have to. I'm a better man than that. And if you're not going to be a better woman than that, then I'm going to leave you right there. Because they're not going to look up to you with reverence, no matter what you accomplish in your life, no matter what you've done, no matter if you bust your ass working two to three jobs every single day, day in, day out, you barely get enough sleep, and you put them in the nicest house ever, it's still not enough. They still look at you like you're neglecting them. Because in a black woman's mind, you're going to have to be her everything. And when I say everything, I mean you're going to have to be kicking ass, taking names type of guy, where you have to get her a 5-bedroom house, all these acres of land, need to get the grass cut. She doesn't have to take care of her kids. She can spend all her money on her nails, hair, shopping, whatever. Basically what BGS says, she wants to be Miss Ann, or the black version of Miss Ann, where she doesn't have to lift a finger, and you do everything you can to serve her and praise her for being a black woman. And I've seen this time and time again, where women disrespect their husbands, even though the husbands do not deserve their disrespect. The husbands are very faithful to their wives, and the women are just running over these men left and right. The women are running over these men left and right, constantly battling these men for control over the family, control over the household. The power struggle is real within the black community, and it's high time it needs to stop if we want to have intact families. If black women, what they say is true, which I highly doubt, is that they want strong male figures in their household. Well, if you want strong male figures in your household, that comes at a price, and that price is submission. And if you do not want to submit, then you want to rule, and so you deserve a weak man. And don't complain about having a weak man in your household if you want to rule. You cannot have in your household two headstrong people going for first place. Someone's going to have to take a back seat. It's either going to be you or that guy. And if you want to have a strong male leader, guess what? You're going to have to take a back seat. And if you don't, get you one of these weak ass men that will allow you to run all over them and be happy with the dude. But as we see, black women are not. And we men know this, they're not happy. But we need to also understand who are these creatures that we're dealing with. So that way we can have a better understanding of who we're dealing with. Better understanding of what is this creature that's in front of me. Because it's not going to be a white woman. It is going to be a combative, non-submissive black woman. And you're going to have to make the decision of whether or not you are willing to deal with that or not. And there's no shame of walking away and finding your own. This is Art. I'm out.